Okay, good evening, gamers. Welcome back. Sorry for the abrupt transition. There is no draft scene for this one. This is a replayed game. Games 4 and 5 are sort of played off broadcast to allow gamers to be able to sleep and go home early and whatnot. So you're playing off a replay file right now. This is PTP versus Universal Basic Income. Draft has already happened. Here are the champions, and here with me is Beanjar. How are you, Beanjar?
Doing great.
Good, good.
I am. Oh, this game frozen. Oh no, we're good. We're good. I see
Yeah.
the 5-point being done really well on both sides. The Karthus. Wait, is that Karthus ADC? I'm so excited.
Oh,
Spam ults.
I
He's
see.
gonna do
Okay.
so much damage.
Today's just another day of mage bot lanes, it looks like. We just had Swain bot lane last game. And now we have Karthus this game. Now, Beanjar, let me explain to you a little bit about these two teams because this is sort of your return coming back to FOF. You haven't casted in a while, and it's been a while
Yes,
since you
please.
played. So I'm
Context.
sure you remember. I'm sure you remember Pentakill Timo, please.
Yep.
This is a heroic team that's been here for a while. They are currently top of the standings at the moment. I believe they're, or sorry, not top of the standings at the moment. I think they're 3-1 at the moment. Score says 2-2 right now for the scores. We might need to get that graphic changed. PTP I think is 3-1 right now. YUBI is 2-2. So PTP has been performing excellently so far in this early season. Universal Basic Income, which I'm sure you're familiar with as well, one of the reigning kings of Friend or Foe, currently middle of the pack in the standings at the moment. Everyone's been able to sort of see how mortal YUBI is, especially now that the likes of Brian Sang are gone, Jeff God Gamer are gone. But not to say that YUBI doesn't have great players. They have Ultravox now in the top lane, and I believe they also have Zen starting a support, but is not here for this match. It's Freelancer today.
Okay. Who do you think is gonna win? Who do you put your $1 on?
Well, I would put my $1. Okay. The thing is, right, I feel like in all of my bets so far, I've just been going with whoever is like losing.
Underdog?
Whoever's underdog. Like I voted 5k Olympus Amber, I voted 5k INT, and I had already won. And there's no betting because some people already know the results of this game due to it being a bot. But probably, I mean, I feel like I would put it on PTP just purely for the sake of they've been looking strong. They've been looking like a solid roster so far, and YUBI still is trying to get their footing.
I'm gonna put my dollar on YUBI for now, just to see, like, because I like the idea of all of this damage. Like, of course they could stack up on MR, but like the Karthus ult and just the mobility from utility monster is gonna hopefully shine through this game.
We also have the Samira Rel pick coming from the side of PTP. Those are confidence picks as well. Those two are definitely the types to try to force fights in the bot lane. Ultravox getting poked down a lot by Shenpai, who I have to assume Shen was banned for this game, because Shenpai obviously has a lot of mastery on it, and has played it a couple times in FOF and have given PTP great team fights because of it.
With 22 farm having 10 farm difference and forcing his laner to back, that is nothing you joked about as well, because even without the Shen, he's doing amazing.
Absolutely, Ganondorf. Go for it, Greg.
Okay, so I'm noticing, yeah, of course they're gonna go for those like comfort picks and then really go in there. But you have a lot of disadvantage. Like they can stand a mile away and just see us from there.
Yeah, facts.
Nice
Karthus. Yeah, I was about to say I expect to see a call from someone. Lots of obvious engage tactics by the side of PTP. This looks like almost like the INT game where the answer for each team fight looks very simple. Either J4 goes in or support goes in or something. You also have Malphite ulti on the table. And Pro DH has been a fantastic Orianna ulti throughout his entire FOF career. Great Orianna player throughout his entire career. So I'm excited to see how he performs today, especially since he's taken a break a little bit since season 4, season 5, can't remember. But now he's back for the final season of FOF.
I'm seeing through just pure mechanics, it's all kind of balancing itself out. Like even though the Victor has like 5 more farm, the Malphite's gonna have almost leading to 10, unless he gets zoned out of his own lane right here. Oh, he didn't actually stop back and just psyched him out.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, early
PTP. Yeah, PTP indicating the immediate early dragon. So Pro DH hovering in that spot was purely to just make sure Civillock doesn't walk further than where Pro DH set his Oriana bolt. And Navi and Freelancer don't have too many tools to be able to contest this. I love Pro DH's movement there just to ensure that he's able to get to his teammates if he needs to. But PTP, get out quick with the early dragon.
Like, we understand that Universal District Income is going for this late game. Like, his pain is full clearing here.
Threshlight immediately engaging onto Freelancer 216. Freelancer has to flash heal out. Nice stun onto Vanal. Vanal now taking
much damage.
Has to flash out. Threshlight decides to re-engage, and Navi has no mana. Threshlight is literally 1v2 in this moment. Aurel can't do too much there. Utility Monster, meanwhile, decides to gank top lane. Shenpai is forced to flash. Every lane except mid lane seeing so much chaos right now. PTP bot laners super low on health right now. Gandorf has decided to show up to the bot lane, but he sees that he's spotted out by a ward, so he's not going to commit anything.
He was so close to killing Vanal, but that mana is too rough on him. The management of it was like, okay, let's forego using the E. Like that eats away at your mana so fast. Really only if you're clearing. So like those extra Qs could have done so much.
I like seeing Utility Monster counter jungle right now, grabbing those top side camps while he knows that Gandorf has been spotted by a ward, and I think he even saw that Gandorf just chose to back inside that bush. So Utility Monster getting a lot from this side of the jungle. He's trying to force blue buff, which might be a little too much in my opinion. 3 members of Pentakill Teemo, please, are here. Pro DH is okay. Unlucky for Utility Monster. First blood goes over to Pentakill Teemo, please. 4 members are here to make sure Utility can't steal any more camps that grow.
A little aggressive and a rough start. He's got to know when it's time to call it quits. Quit while you're ahead. You got.
Amazing Kane gameplay from 4-time FOF champion Utility Monster. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Excited to see.
He knows what it is.
Yeah,
he's taking a fast back.
He's reigning champion for a reason. He's reigning champion 4 times for a reason. You know,
he knows
just
what
somehow
he's doing.
wins. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's got the resume.
We couldn't possibly comprehend.
The rest of
But
PTV now. Yeah, go for it.
Oh no, I'm just looking towards Red Kane on this end, but also I'm seeing a lot of effort because it's going to shred down the J4 in the Malphite, but it seems like the Karthus Victor job is to just lay down on Samir or Yana. Like, with all this farm, all of these positionings, I'm seeing a lot of value towards this Herald that's going to really break and open this map, because the more rotations they have with the Malphite ult, the better it's going to end up.
Yep. Utility Monster clearing his camps, going from bottom to top here. At least that's what we can imagine, going towards that Rift Herald. Utility Monster, Gandorf going to be a little bit behind as well from that, from all of those counter jungling, from all of that, but did end up getting a kill for the side of PTP. Not for Gandorf, but for at least some of his members. So PTP going to be looking for Utility Monster once more, maybe.
Just curious, does Shenpai have Teemo in his arsenal? I'm not sure.
Don't think so, but I guarantee you they would play it.
Only hope.
Because they were, they're PTP, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I can imagine they would at least pull it out once before this final season ends,
Oh. I don't know, just need classics to hope for. Like Vanal eventually on Vayne, who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, all of these players, I think literally on like the first week, all these players got like their main characters. Like Shenpai got Shen, Vanal got Vayne, and Threshlight got Thresh, and yeah, they've been on a good winning streak until they finally lost to Fat Pikachu, who is actually no longer currently first place, now tied for first place, I think with Fat Pikachu at the moment, or sorry, with Art of War. Yeah.
Art of War.
Yes. Good old Sun Tzu.
I mean, overall, I just finished reading that book, It's kind of
Did you actually? You've
actually
done it?
shorter. I'm so serious.
Oh,
Actually
actually
shorter. I'm so serious. Actually.
Oh, Threshlight going for the flash forward. Rel ulti onto Navi, and Navi gets Orianna ultied as well. Threshlight takes him down. Vanal is running really low on health right now. Karthus ulti is live. Utility Monster and Ultravox have joined the fight. Pro DH not going to be able to live this for any much longer. Utility Monster picks up that kill. Threshlight now on the back pedal. Shenpai has arrived to the fight as well. Oh, unfortunate blast count. Oh, but Shenpai decides to turn it around onto Utility Monster. This actually forces some of YUBI members to try to save him, which means they don't get that kill onto Threshlight. Utility Monster able to run away safely.
That costed the whole Malphite ult. I would be upset after that.
Yeah. That is unfortunate, but this means Utility Monster and the rest of YUBI are able to get this dragon, first dragon for YUBI, second dragon of the game.
Overall, like, seems pretty. Yeah, no, it's overall pretty even. We're hoping for like great team fight abilities later on. Both teams have really a lot going for them. I do see on this end, Victor, amazing farm. He's gonna. He actually doesn't have his items back yet, unless this is what his items completions are not yet completed. How much does he have in the pocket? I'm not sure. But the closer he gets to his spike as well as Karthus, the closer we're going to be able to see a one-team fight on the side of... What was it? PTP? No. YUBI.
YUBI, yes. YUBI's on red side. We don't see the team names like the stream gets to see it right now, but yes, YUBI on red side, PTP blue side right now, which is hilarious considering the colors are different. But yeah, YUBI having one of the greatest mid laners FOF's ever seen, Civillock. Civillock always being a solid player, always being the type of player to make sure that he's in the right place at the right time, and obviously laning perfectly so far against Pro DH. We're gonna have to see how he's able to transition himself towards a more active role and try to be part of these team fights more as Utility Monster tries to fend off mid lane. Rift Herald is dropped for that mid lane tower. Lots of damage going over to Vanal. Ultravox running really low right now. Oh, Pro DH gets Senna ultied, and that's going to be Ultravox taking a kill. One kill over to the side of Universal Basic Income.
That was a great, like, it was alley-oop into the perfect smack dab middle of that Senna ultimate.
Yeah,
I hope they were communicating that, because that was so perfect.
I'm sure they were. I mean, that definitely looks like a communicated play. Something you don't get to see a lot in solo queue. Thankfully, we get to see them in leagues like this, like here at Front Info. Great play by Freelancer. Great awareness of Ultravox's situation. Freelancer also being... That's a VOD, so he's back. We know he gets back. Freelancer also being one of YUBI's old top laners as well, so it's really cool sort of seeing that, you know, cooperation between the two top laners of YUBI.
Yes, power platings are going to mean so much here. You do see Karthus at level 8 with like a good amount of stacks onto his Dark Harvest. He is going to be more of a menace later. I haven't seen too much global pressure with the ultimates just yet. That might come at around level 11.
Yeah, I don't think Freelancer, or sorry, Navi can go for such greedy, go for Karthus ults as much as he wants to. A lot of this is going to have to be coordinated, and it's going to have to be sort of planned out. But as we know, YUBI's filled with players that are very brilliant, very smart. Sometimes they do questionable things, but they somehow win. So you can't really, you know, can't really blame them. You can't really knock them down.
They stumbled there. It's all good.
Yeah. They're just giving anti-YUBI fans false hope, you know?
This is what I mean, though. Like, okay, maybe not wet noodle fights, but there doesn't seem to be the most... Look at this engaging gameplay as they auto-attack minions. Walk forward slowly at each other with 3,000 HP. Sorry, 2,000 HP and just...
Oh,
okay,
nope.
Okay, they're hitting 42 damage.
A little bit of damage.
Exhilarating. We love it.
I mean, it's just gonna be the farm game all day up there, except for, I guess, unless they have Senna global ult with Ultravox and Freelancer working together again. So eyes are gonna be on this next dragon coming up in a minute. No one has absolute control of this river just yet, but we're starting to see pings coming out from the side of PTP. They might be the first ones to start bringing attention to it. We're starting to see UB members starting to back, which means they might all be beelining it towards this dragon. Rel has now back, Threshlight has now back, refreshes those wards. Everyone arriving at this dragon close to when it spawns, if they all decide to go for it, of course, Shenpai and Ultravox having teleport accessible to them for this fight. This might be the first big team fight. Both sides are literally just gunning towards this area. Utility Monster is able to pick up this Scuttle Crab before Pentakill Tiba Please are able to enter this river, and this might mean that they have more control over this side of this map for them. Freelancer does see them, is going to try to poke them out. We don't know if a Navi and Freelancer have enough damage just yet to be able to call this a full 5v5. An early teleport call coming out of ProDH to join this fight. Every single member of this game has now arrived. We're going to see how this slowly transitions into a team fight, but the tension here is a lot. Utility Monster is now inside the pit. They're clearing out wards. Shenpai is looking for an ankle. He goes on to Civil Lock. Civil Lock doesn't flash away or anything, gets healed by Freelancer. Meanwhile, the rest of UB members are going to the back line, but PTP take down Navi. Vanal goes with the Samira ulti. Karthus ulti is huge though, and so many Pentakill Team Please members are so low. And just like that, YUBI wins the fight after seeing such an insane Karthus ulti.
That was an amazing team fight. Even though you had a nice engagement with Senpai, the Oriana ulti, better early than not too late, still kind of falls apart in the fact that Victor has been farming so much, gets that item spike, and is having the, those stacks built up as well, or at least now built up. It's very impressive to see how all this plays out.
Okay, this is YUBI now in the driver's seat for this game. We're going to see how PTP tries to bring this back. They have a lot of options to be able to pick off one specific player, or to pick off someone, or to try to start an engage. So they have a lot of options here to try to find themselves back into the game. But YUBI does feel confident, and Utility Monster is smart enough to know what to do with this lead, I think. So we'll see.
The name of the game is Herald now.
Yeah.
That's going to be very useful, especially when ProDH was pushing up top, did the early teleport. I think that's the right idea. If you actually avoid, you might actually get a full tower. I don't know how much that dragon is worth in the light of it, but
okay,
who knows?
Utility Monster is okay. Fending off
you
three
just zone
members.
Off 3 people?
Yeah, I just zoned off 3 people. I mean, UB members were coming up, so I mean, PTP might have seen that threat. They do start retreating. Ultravox, very smart.
He's just that scary.
Tries to zone him away. He's just that scary. And first tower going over to the side of Universal Basic Income. This mid lane is now opened up. Civillock will be allowed to transition bottom lane, which he already has. And now this just means Navi and Freelancer are free. They get to do what they want.
Has Utility Monster not transformed yet? Which I assume he's going for red, but I think he's a little bit late on that. 18 minutes in. He will know if his W does not.
Okay. Okay, Rift Herald being dropped topside right now. Yes, easy momentum idea to try to just accelerate this top lane push right now. They already got mid lane taken down. Utility Monster and Freelancer are going to escort this Rift Herald as well. Not going to be able to fully commit to try to take this tower down, but 4 members of YUBI mean they get full control of this side of its jungle right now. Gandalf can't go anywhere near this blue buff. He's not anywhere near this blue buff. And that means YUBI just keep pushing this lead a little bit further thanks to that Rift Herald play. They might just start forcing a couple people mid now to try to take down this mid tower, or they could look for more vision inside blue side's jungle.
I'd like to see them backing off just a little bit, because you can pull it off just an ever so slightly. You get the Karthus level 11, and that's like, what, 300 more damage onto that ultimate. Just an absolute game changer, especially when they're getting these big team fights against Smear, who only has the Edge of Night. Wait, not Edge of Night. Duskblade, that's what it was.
Yeah.
The Edge of Night doesn't have an edge on it. I mean, as the cape, you know what? It's a small thing. I don't need to.
You don't have to convince me that Riot Clarity is subpar, but I mean, no flame, but you know. Sometimes I can't tell what these items are. The icons just look like scribbles, and I can't actually see what it is. But you know,
You know what? They do their best. It looks kind of pretty.
yeah, they do their best. To each their own, you know.
Yeah.
Touch.
Overall, though, we are seeing a lot of pressure from this Maokai.
Okay, Gandorf decides to go for Ultravox, who is pushing all by himself. Senna ult goes through, Orianna ulti brings back Ultravox. Ultravox might actually be able to force a fight. Oh, but Navi pops the Karthus ulti. Is that enough to help Ultravox? Ultravox is still alive out of all of this fighting. It was a 1v3. Freelancer has now joined the fight, and Navi as well. And that's going to be 2 TPs from either side. Vaynol now really low, going to get taken out by Civillock. Shenpai going for the immediate ult onto the Senna. Freelancer goes down. And Navi and Civillock, along with maybe Utility Monster, are able to keep this pressure in this top side. That's only, what, I think a 1 for 2? Oh, that's a 1 for 2 in favor for PTP right now.
Yeah, I'm surprised how long Ultravox survived that for. We've actually carried through that. Yeah, just heal every time you auto. But nice bounty onto this Victor. He really needs to get picked down. He should be the direct focus of Shenpai for these fights, but the way he plays, just his engages and the angles he walks in is very... I don't see how, but it's always just like right time, right place.
Yeah, absolutely. Dragon now on the board. This will be the 3rd dragon for YUBI should they take it. And 3rd Drake is a lot of pressure to have on your team. Just the idea that you have, okay, Threshlight going in. Oh, Gandorf immediately flash drag going on to Freelancer, but Freelancer is able to dodge that by flashing out. Everyone is now back into this fight. 4 members of YUBI are here. Orianna ulti does a lot of damage. Vaynol takes down a Navi, but Gandorf goes down. Threshlight and the rest of PTP go down as well. Threshlight, sorry, actually just backing. And Shenpai, unfortunately, can't get an actual angle into this fight. Still has Malphite ult available. I don't know if he would try it to sort of keep himself alive, but Civillock and Ultravox doing a lot of damage to this tank right now, and they might just commit. Okay, no full commit, nice and safe, and that is another dragon over to the side of Universal Basic.
Yeah, there's 2 ways that they could have gone, like especially when you only have the tank and the support left. You could either split off, take a tower and dragon, or you could get the Baron instead. It's arguable which is better, but they can also, you know, cast their fishing ones.
Good old Brendan Gambit. Yeah, I'm with you. I think as soon as the Rel engage doesn't work and that Jarvan, you know, flash EQ doesn't work, I think you cut your loss and you say this fight is over. Just try to run away. But PTP tried to salvage it. They tried to go for a nice Orianna ulti, but it wasn't enough to keep YUBI out of this team fight. So that's a lot of gold now in favor of Universal Basic Income, as well as being on soul point against PTP. So YUBI looking good on week 3.
Especially now, if they wait it out, they could juggle between having that Baron and also having the Elder.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just the fact that they have 3rd dragon alone.
My Elder.
So much pressure. Yeah, so Utility Monster going in 1v4. Oh, this is MVP jungle status right here. 1v4 trying to take someone down. Freelancer tries to help him out, but Utility Monster immediately goes down. This is now a 5v4 in favor of Pentakill Team of Fleet. That's a nice Malphite Orianna combo. Civillock and Navi have to just start kiting back, but Shenpai is running really low. Vaynol is also dashing forward. This and Navi ulti might actually be huge. Vaynol goes down. Threshlight and the rest of PTP now have to start backpedaling forward. Threshlight goes down. Gandorf and ProDH. Somehow, YUBI still wins that fight without their jungler. I don't know what that was, but without their jungler able to turn that around.
Okay, I love just a little jab. You know, it's champion. He can handle it. He won like 4 times.
He's a 4-time champion. I can trash talk Utility Monster all I want. It's good.
Of course, he can take
a resume. He's fine. Yeah.
No, but now he has a stopwatch, so I guess he's really just aiming to bait out some of these bigger fights that we know that Civillock's going to be able to just take the reins of, given enough time.
Okay. Great Baron take.
Oh yeah?
No, go for it, sorry.
I do like that even though PTP is like backpedaling and doesn't have the most resources. They could just maneuver towards the top side turret, bottom side turret, like get in a little bit, flow like water into the areas that aren't defended. Like you really just need to pick up on undefended towers here.
Yeah, and no one is actually looking towards this bot line, this bot tower from the side of YUBI. So ProDH has a nice push right here. Rel just needs to do what, Threshlight needs to just do what he can to try to keep Oriana's push alive. Oriana might actually, ProDH might actually decide to retreat from this. Doesn't know where the rest of the YUMI members are, but Utility Monster does get caught a little bit by Shenpai. The rest of YUBI is here to back him up, so nothing can be actually made. Ultravox has a nice push into the top lane. 3 members are going to be attracted towards Ultravox right now. This is YUBI's cue to just take that mid lane tower, but Ultravox does get engaged on by Gandorf. The rest of YUBI actually decide to try to join this fight. Ultravox has just so much healing on this Maokai, but there's so many defenses on the side of PTP. They're able to start slowly timing this out. That's going to be a nice knockup from Utility Monster, and Navi Karthus ulti starts to go out. Not enough damage to delete everyone, but Vanal goes down after all this fighting, and Utility Monster dashes forward to try to go into Threshlight. Threshlight will go down shortly. Ultravox pops the Maokai ulti. Doesn't land onto ProDH, but that's YUBI members knocking at the door of PTP's base. And ooh, okay, Shockwave goes live from ProDH. Utility Monster has to go golden to keep himself alive. Unfortunately, does go down in the end. Shenpai and Gandalf are the only ones left. No more action will be made, but Ultravox and Nanavi are fairly low. I don't know if they can keep pushing, but they're going to try. Gandorf, he's trying to look for an angle right now. Ultravox just will not die. Gandorf tries this fight right now. Shenpai going in. He doesn't have Malphite ulti, so it doesn't mean they can group up, or it means they can group up. That's going to be Vanal trying to flash forward onto Ultravox. Goes down to the rest of YUBI's members. Threshlight, the only one left standing. This is going to be game. This is Universal Basic Income taking a nice bump up in the standings and taking a game off of Pentakill. Timo, please.
Quality plays. I'm surprised. The survivability on Ultravox. Like, I didn't think going in that they would have needed like heal reduction, but
yeah, it looks like they did. Yeah, especially with the Senna too, it makes it so hard to just kill that guy every time he was able to, every time he was getting engaged on by like 3 people, that would have been Freelancer trying to save him as much as possible. But yeah,
it felt like Mundo more than Mundo felt like Mundo.
Yeah, right, 100%. This is a VOD, so unfortunately we can't see the post game, screenshot or post game scoreboard or anything like that. But yeah, that is today's matches. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Beanjar, for being part of today's cast. It's been so long and so nice to have you. So long since we've had you, I mean. But yeah, thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. Tomorrow there is no show. There is no broadcast. It's July 4th. So, Americans, we're not doing FOF tomorrow. It's not happening. Unless you have something scheduled for FOF already, then whatever. So all those matches that were scheduled originally for July 4th are played off broadcast, and then VODs will be up sometime this week whenever they are able to settle these matches. And yeah, happy 4th of July, everyone. Happy 4th of July, Beanjar. Happy 4th of July, staff. Thank you guys so much for watching. Shout out to Adobe Creative Cloud, Logitech G, and Academy of Art. And shout out to Twitch chat for watching. We appreciate it. Have a good one, guys. Thank you so much.